And now, nostalgia. We who are alive in the 60s have trouble confessing that in those days we used to mention the Beatles and Herman's Hermits in the same breath. Herman's real name was Peter Noone, or vice versa, and he had a mop-top haircut the same shape as Paul McCartney's, but a different colour. He had a lot of teeth, a roll-neck sweater and a velvet jacket, and all the girls we knew thought he was even more gorgeous than us. Many of the big pop names of those days are currently cleaning cars for a living or handing out religious tracts on Blackpool Promenade. But Peter Noone is alive, well and flourishing in the United States, where he's a major figure on Video Hits 1, a cable channel aimed specifically at the baby boom generation. In other words, at all those middle-aged people who spend their weekends retiling the bathroom while harbouring a secret desire to smash guitars on stage and ride motorbikes very fast. Peter's latest venture for the channel is a sing-along show called All Together Now. The years have been kinder to Peter than they have to most of us. And fellas, if you wondered where your hair went, he's got it.
Hello, I'm Peter Noone, and I'd like to share something very special with you. I grew up in the music halls of England, surrounded by folks who loved nothing more than to spend an evening singing along with great songs. I can still see their happy faces as they'd sing the songs they'd sung hundreds of times before. 3,000 years ago, the prophet Isaiah told the people, "Awake and sing." 30 years ago, Mitch Miller said, "Everybody sing." And now we're saying, "All together now."
I feel so bad, I got a worried mind. I'm so lonesome all the time. Since I left my baby behind on Blue Bayou.
Okay, now it's your turn. There she was, just walking down the street singing, do-a-dee-dee-dum-dee-doo, snapping her fingers and shuffling her feet singing, do-a-dee-dee-dum-dee-doo. She looked good, she looked fine, she looked good, she looked fine, and I nearly lost my mind. Oh, do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-doo, we're singing do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-doo. All together now, do-a-dee-dee-dee-dum-dee-doo.
In those days, a lyric meant something. There must be millions of us ready to sing along, especially when Peter's bouncing head is there to make sure we won't mix up our doo-wahs with our diddy-diddies. How big a business is it going to be? Let's ask Peter Noone himself, currently standing somewhere underneath his hairstyle in Detroit. Are you with us, Peter Noone?
Yes, I'm right here, Clive. How are you doing?
I'm doing fine, and so are you, Peter, but where have you been for the last 20 years? We've missed you.
Thank you. I've been doing good, actually. I had a top 10 record here in America last year with I'm Into Something Good, which was a #1 in England in '64. It just keeps coming round for me. I'm a lucky little fella.
We've just seen an excerpt from All Together Now. Do you get a thrill seeing your head bouncing along like that during the song?
Yeah, you know, the #1 selling video in America is a thing called Sing Along with Disney, and they have a little Mickey Mouse ears bouncing up and down, and the people who do that kind of thing thought it would be a fun idea to have my head bouncing up with lots of teeth in the mouth. And there I am, bouncing up and down along with the words. Funny.
Well, Peter, judging from the way the audience was raving here, the sing-along item's going to be a big hit. But what else is going to be in the show?
People are going to send in home videos of themselves singing, and, you know, we got this great little piece where a man has a little 6-day-old baby, and it's in the crib like this, you know. And he has his finger underneath the chin pulling it, and it sings along to Frank Sinatra's New York, you know. New York, New York, only the voice of Frank Sinatra, not the voice of the baby. And you can't see the guy's fingers holding this chin, you know. It's a really wonderful piece.
Will it just be the mothers watching, or do you hope to inspire their daughters as well?
The target audience, you know, in America, they target everything so beautifully. It's 25 to 49. They think those are yuppies and nimbies. And what was that
last one again? Yuppies and what?
Nimbies. Not in my backyard, people. You know, people who've moved out of the big cities and have got mortgages and insurance policies. You know, like me. you know, make payments every month on everything.
You present another show on VH1 as well, don't you? Can you tell us about that?
It's called My Generation, which is basically everything that's happened to me since 1959, or all the things I like that have happened since 1959. You know, we show, like, commercials from the 60s and fashions of the 60s, and not really that much happened in the 70s. We show Led Zeppelin and lots of Jimmy Page, and the 80s now. Now it's the 90s. We show in the 80s as an oldies package now.
You literally started out in Coronation Street, didn't you? You were in it.
Yeah, well, in 1961, when it first started, I was Len Fairclough's son, Stanley Fairclough. I was a 12-year-old boy from Manchester, and that's exactly what I played, brilliantly, if I may say so myself.
Can you still do the accent?
Of course I can. I'm affecting this accent now. This is sort of an intelligent Englishman, but I really can speak beautiful Mancunian with at the drop of a hat. Every time I speak to my dad on the phone, I immediately become a Mancunian again. Hello, Dad, what's happening?
Well, Peter, you make Cliff Richard look like an old man, mainly because he is an old man. What's the secret?
He's much older than me.
What's your secret of staying? How do you stay so young?
I guess I've been... it must be genes, you know. My mum and dad still look 20 years younger than they actually are, you know, and get away with it. So it's genetic, I think. It's the Irish blood mixed with some Scottish one and a bit of English mist, you know.
Have those Peter Pan looks of yours ever got in the road? Have they been a hindrance?
Oh, most of the time they were. You know, it's like I get up in the morning and looking at, wow, look, a wrinkle. I'll be able to play a man soon, you know, instead of always playing these boys and, you know, I have often walked down the street. I want to play, like, the criminals and stuff.
Would you like to be a heavy?
Yeah, I keep teasing Michael Winner. You know, one day he's going to let me be the guy who gets Bronson, you know, at the end of the movie, you know, Death Wish 19.
Peter, obviously your sing-along show is going to be a monster hit, judging by the reaction here. So keep on do-wah-diddying.
Thank you, Clive.
Thank you, Peter Noone.